Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Highlander News.
Broadcasting live from the Highlander News Studio in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
I'm Kat Finsett.
And I'm Nick Fisher. Attention current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. If you are interested in applying as a mentor for the 2019-2020 Freshman Mentoring Program, the application has been posted to the class Schoology group pages. Please stop by the guidance office if you have any questions. Applications are due April 8th by 8 a.m., the day we come back from spring break.
Attention students, if you wish to sign up for the May 4th SAT, the deadline to register is Friday, April 5th, which is over spring break also. Go to collegeboard.org to register. Speaking of spring break, when we return next Monday, we will have some new guests at our school.
As Highland students return from spring break next week, they will find new occupants on the campus. In Death Valley, a park of temporary classrooms has been constructed to house the students of Johnson Elementary.
And so we'll have basically an entire elementary school down on the field there. And then they will also utilize the field house for their PE classes, for a cafeteria, and sometimes for recess.
Johnson Elementary is the final Fort Thomas school to be rebuilt, and as Superintendent Karen Chesser explains, the need for a new building was high as the old one faced a number of problems.
Had things like residential toilets, for example. We were having some, I hate to say this, some mice and wasp infestations. Also, there were some flooding issues.
The reconstruction will be completed in an expedited 15-month period, while Johnson students are entirely on Highlands campus. Dr. Chesser says that was chosen both to save time and money in the construction.
When we sent our project out for bid, it came in at about $5 million more than we had. So what we were told was that if they didn't have to worry about working around students and phasing it, then it would be much, much cheaper. So that's what we tried. We put it out for bid and it came in at just the right price so we could do it. The building is going to be made to like it just really blends into the community, and that we will have lots of green space and the kinds of things that will give students some opportunities to be outdoors a lot more too.
The largest change the Fort Thomas students will face during the construction is that the start and end times of every school will shift. Principal Bertasso explained what this shift is and why it was made.
Early bird will start at 7:15, school will start at 8:15, and we'll finish at 3. Now the reason for that shift is to address the traffic needs. So we're going to have Johnson starting at 7:45. So that'll give us a half-hour window after early bird starts and before school starts to get the Johnson folks in and out. We're hoping that it doesn't affect too much of what we do.
Although there are certain to be growing pains as students return in April, the district assures community members that adjustments will be made in the 2019-2020 school year to fix any problems found in the coming months.
So when we come back in the fall, anything that wasn't working to its best or optimally, we'll then shift that a little bit and fix it for the fall.
At any rate, the long-awaited construction of Johnson is sure to benefit students in the community for years to come.
Thank you, Ethan. It'll take some time to adjust, so be sure to be patient and understanding these first couple of weeks.
Before you leave, remember juniors and seniors. Prom tickets are on sale now and will be sold through Thursday, April 11th. The cost is $25 and tickets will only be sold online. A link has been posted on Schoology class pages. Please contact Mrs. Wilson on Schoology or in room number 8 if you have any questions.
Naturally, one of the biggest issues students will likely face are the adjustments to parking with all of the administration from Johnson moving over here. Jesse got the chance to get some information regarding parking.
So we're having a big issue right now, especially with the Baptist church that's across the street from the high school. Students who are parking pretty much every single day who aren't supposed to be parking there. And then also specifically on North Fort Thomas across from the school, we have a lot of issues with people parking too close to driveways in areas that are painted yellow. And we've even had some people parking too close to fire hydrants.
Well, I think parking's been an issue here since I've worked in Fort Thomas School, so that's been about 7 years. You know, unfortunately, we don't have a parking lot where kids are able to park. And so they get creative, to put it kindly, and they try to find parking places wherever they can. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
So students can park on any public street that's not a yellow painted curb, a broken yellow painted curb, within 2 feet of someone's driveway, next to a fire hydrant, which would also have a yellow painted curb, or more than 12 inches from a curb. So the worst thing that can happen is that your car can be towed. They don't want to tow cars, but that's an option that they have if it doesn't stop. So we're trying to get word out there so that we don't have to do that, because they don't want to tow cars and the police department doesn't want to tow cars. We have spring break coming up, and when we come back, as I'm sure most of you know, Johnson Elementary School is going to have moved down into the valley. So with that, we're going to have a lot more traffic here. And that's going to mean more people parking on the streets, which we know is already tight. We're going to have a lot more pedestrian traffic. And it's going to cause just general issues with congestion. So people are going to need to leave earlier. You're going to have to probably fight harder to find parking spots on the street, which means you may have to walk a little further or leave earlier to get one. And it's just something to be really cautious of because there's going to be a lot more people in this area.
They're going to be there starting after spring break, and then they'll be there all of the following school year while their school's getting built. So I think once everybody gets used to everything, the parking will work itself out, the traffic will work itself out.
Just don't park in a spot that you're not allowed to. And if it's private property, if you don't own it and it's not a city street, please don't park there.
Remember, when we come back, school starts 15 minutes later for all students, including early bird. So make sure you get here within plenty of time to find a parking spot.
We have several spring sports that are just starting up as the weather warms. What can you tell us, Vea?
Thanks, Nick. Winter sports are fully wrapped up and spring sports are in full swing. The baseball team's season started last week as they beat the Connor Cougars and traveled down to Bowling Green to compete in the Hot Rod Tournament. Good luck in your games next week. On to the softball team. They officially started their season this week as they have had games against Brossart and Campbell County. The team is led by seniors Morgan Coffey, Rachel Gabbard, and Michaela Brown. They have a doubleheader this Saturday against Tate's Creek, so be sure to come out and support. The track team's outdoor season has recently started as both the boys and the girls have competed in a meet. The team has many strong runners this season, including Will Griffith, Noah Whitaker, Liam Ehrman, Adriana Moontaner, Hannah Hartman, and Maggie Schroeder. The team competes after break, and we wish them luck on the rest of the season. The boys and girls tennis teams have had a great start to their season. Both teams have a sweep under their belt as the boys beat Connor 5-0 last week as Jacob Shue carried the team, and the girls defeated Holy Cross 6-0 with Liz Schwabach leading the way. Back over to you, Nick.
Thanks, Vea. Can't wait to get out and support our spring sports teams as their season progresses. If you're interested in joining girls golf, there is an interest meeting in Mr. Lipscomb's classroom in the middle school, room number 107, on March 28th and April 10th from 3 to 3:30.
If you have any questions about girls golf, please contact Mr. Lipscomb at michael.lipscomb@fortthomas.kyschools.us. Even though it's not a Friday, we still have a special episode of Fisher's Fun Facts.
Hello and welcome to Fisher's Fun Facts on Thursday.
Fisher's Fun Facts on Thursday.
Did you know spring break started in 1938 and it was lit? The #1 tourist destination in the world is Rome. Me and my boy Augustus party pretty hard down there. Did you know students who go on spring break every year that are from the US spend about $1 billion? That sounds like absolutely nothing to me. This has been Fisher's Fun Facts on Thursday. As always, be safe out there and have a fun spring break.
Thanks, Fisher. I'll miss your facts over break.
With only a few hours to go until it is officially spring break, Porter has some tips on what you can do if you're staying home.
With spring break around the corner, we talked to some of the students to see what their plans were. Where are you going for spring break?
Siesta Key, Florida.
Siesta.
Siesta. Siesta.
Siesta Key.
Well, if you're not going to Siesta over spring break, here's some things you can be doing for a great staycation. You could read a great classical novel, like The Odyssey. Go get active. You can explore the great outdoors. You can go to the gym. You can have a dance party. You can go shopping. Puedes aprender una lengua nueva. Remember these tips if you're planning on having a staycation, but no matter what you do or where you go, have an excellent and safe spring break.
Thanks, Porter. I can't wait to get some rest and relaxation over the next week. Attention juniors, prom court nomination surveys have been sent to your school email account. Voting is open through today at 2:45. If you have any questions, please contact Mrs. Wilson on Schoology. Remember, after school attention today will be in Mr. Likens' room, number 112, and please note that the Library Media Center will close today at 3:30. That's it for this edition of the Highlander News. I'm Kat Finsett.
And I'm Nick Fisher. Have an excellent spring break, Highlands.